Image designer Victoria Beckham could be facing a testing time. As Coco Chanel famously put it, fashion is made to become unfashionable, but even in the fickle, cutthroat world of high-end couture, most experts agreed that Victoria Beckham had achieved the rare feat of creating a clothing brand that is both highly rated and commercially successful. At least, until now. Figures posted at Companies House show that her fashion label made a loss of £8.4 million in the past financial year, up a whopping 78% on the previous year's £4.7 million deficit. Revenue at the brand also dipped, down 1.4% to £36.4 million. There was further bad news. It has emerged that in the same year husband David's company DB Ventures, which handles earnings from his image rights, pumped £25 million into Victoria's fashion business, and that a debt of a further £6.8 million to the couple's joint holding company Beckham Brand Holdings was effectively written off, with BBH given shares instead. According to a statement from Victoria Beckham Limited, the negative figures were caused by increased investment in the brand's design, production and marketing, as well as a difficult global trading environment. It continued, the group achieved its overall objective of maintaining its position as a significant luxury fashion brand in the marketplace. A retail channel continued to perform well this year, through the flagship store in London and its second store in Hong Kong, and far from painting a picture of a company being propped up by David and Victoria's other interests, the directors were bullish about the future of the brand, pointing out that the business had grown fast during the first half of this year, a period not covered by the figures released this week. The financial statement concluded, the announcement of a global license agreement with Reebok will further enhance the future profitability of the business, but despite such optimism the figures would seem to speak for themselves. And even for a company owned by such a high-profile celebrity, the lurch into the red has to be a cause for some concern. When Victoria Beckham launched her clothing line in New York in 2008 with a simple collection of only 10 dresses and a staff of 3, many expected the business to fail from the start. At time famous as a Spice Girl and as the wife of David Beckham, the foray was seen by most as a vanity project. What happened next took everyone by surprise. Victoria Beckham at the Target Garden Party in Los Angeles in April. The woman formerly known as Posh Spice has launched a dress collection and, believe it or not, it's one of the hottest things going in New York this week, said Vogue magazine, with deputy editor of U.S. Harper's Bazaar Sarah Bailey declaring, "She talked through this collection of dresses with such incredible conviction and you could almost feel hearts and minds being melted. The progress from there has been meticulous and impressive. Impressive is the word. In less than a decade her label has expanded to become a worldwide operation with a time staff of 180. The business was named Best Brand in 2011 and 2014 at the British Fashion Awards, and in 2014 Victoria also came top of Management Today's list of 100 entrepreneurs, for the way her turnover had grown from £1 million to £30 million in just 5 years. As well as its 2 stores in London and Hong Kong, the label's stockists include upmarket outlets Harvey Nichols and Selfridges in the UK and Bloomingdale's and Neiman Marcus in the US, according to Jim Gold, president and chief merchandising officer of Neiman Marcus. "We had our reservations when we first met Victoria. Over time, we had met numerous celebrities aspiring to break their way into the fashion industry, but only a select few seemed willing to commit the time and energy required to build a brand." Thursday, October 19, 2017. Victoria has been an exception and a shining example of what it takes to succeed in our industry. So given this apparent shining example of a successful fashion business, what is behind the worrying figures posted by Victoria Beckham Limited this week? According to Jill Gagan, head of content, news and features at fashion industry magazine Drapers, the losses should be seen in the context of the brand's growth and not necessarily as a sign that the company is in financial trouble. The losses at Victoria Beckham follow significant investment in design, production, sales and marketing, she points out. During the year, the company launched a collection with US retailer Target and signed a global license agreement with Reebok in a bid to diversify its offer and boost sales. Getty Victoria with British Vogue editor Edward Enninful and husband David. I would not be unduly worried about falling deeper into the red at this stage. However, if losses continue to mount, questions will need to be asked. From the start, the label has catered for the affluent consumer. Dresses and jumpsuits in its ready-to-wear range retail at between £1,000 and £2,000, and the sale section of the website is advertising a panel t-shirt at the bargain price of £313, but, perhaps mindful of pricing herself out of the market, in the spring of this year Victoria announced a collaboration with the American high-street chain Target with prices as low as £28 for a blouse and £35 for a dress. The entire collection sold out within 24 hours. This willingness to broaden its range has also attracted major new investors. Last month, the company received a £30 million cash injection from private equity firm Neo in exchange for a minority stake. The money is expected to be used to fund international expansion, and following the investment, the brand was valued at £100 million, despite its losses. For Jill Gagan, it is this forward-looking attitude that should offset any losses the label is making now. The fashion retail industry in general is experiencing a seismic change as spend continues to migrate, the cost of doing business rises and consumer confidence drops, she says, while many are tightening the belts to try to mitigate some of the costs associated with the drop in the value of the pound and the increase in the living wage. Investment in infrastructure and product is key to future-proof any fashion business. The Victoria Beckham fashion collection from her website, and if it doesn't work out, it is unlikely Victoria will find herself going cap in hand to the bank manager anytime soon. The couple are estimated to be worth a combined £500 million, with DB Ventures continuing to bring in about £2 million of profit every month. And although joint company Beckham Brand Holdings saw profits dip by £20 million in 2016, it still managed to post a £19.8 million profit on sales of £47.5 million. Or, to put it another way, enough cash to buy around 9,000 Victoria Beckham sequin midi dresses.